everyone, welcome along to VETALO Endurance Championship, round number 5 as we head to the Temple of Speed this evening. It is of course Monza, the Italian Grand Prix, where we could see a champion being crowned tonight. In 4 races we've seen 33 different drivers, quite a lot of teams have used 6 different drivers, and we have got a lot of action to look forward to tonight. So make sure you stay tuned. It is a 100% race with a difference. And basically, it's all about the teams championship. It has nothing to do with individuals. And we could see ERT be crowned the team's champion of the championship tonight. But I'll obviously go through the permutations coming up as well. So we'll look at the calendar to see what we've got left and what we've had done so far. So on F123, we have done China, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and then the last race we did was Austria, and I really enjoyed that one. It was very, very entertaining. A last lap safety car, which made quite a few changes, and there were 10 incidents in the stewards' reports, which changed the order quite significantly. So I'll go through the steward incidents before we wrap up, because I think we're waiting for one driver before we get going. So, incident 1, that was, I can't remember what that was. It was an illegal overtake that Ben Shaw got, and 10-second penalty was removed. Scullard versus Arnaud, a 5-second penalty for Arnaud, which was Scullard turned into corner when proximity arrows are right. Arnaud breaks late and initiates contact, which causes Scullard to have a spin, which loses a significant amount of time and positions. Instant 3, 10-second penalty was removed for Axelot. Instant 4, 5-second time penalty for Timo. Instant 5, 5-second time penalty for Timo plus 1 license point. Instant 6, 1 license points for Nikos, and instant 7, 10-second time penalty for Timo. I won't have time to go through all the reasons because it's not that long before we get going. So those were the incidents. I'm sure more information will be given on Discord anyway. And I'm sure quite a lot of you have got all that information. So, here is the teams for tonight, the drivers for tonight. We only have, I believe, 18 drivers. They might have wrapped up a few more drivers since then, but the same familiar faces in quite a lot of the teams, actually. We'll start with ERT, our championship leaders, of course. So, Casper and Arnold, they were there last time. My words are getting weird tonight, I'm sorry. So, yeah, we got Casper and Arnold, we got Kieran Humphreys as well, who won last time out in Austria, looking to get another win on the bounce. And of course we've got Owen Wyatt. In JOR we've got Jake O'Sullivan, Axelot, which is Mark, we've got Nick Egan, and we've got Lewis Kerrod. I think that's how you say the name. I do apologise if I said it wrong. Orange Arrows, we've got Deck, we've got Ben Harriet, we've got Ryan Berry, and we've got Matthew Rymark. In ALR, we just got 2 drivers tonight. I think that's everyone in the lobby now, so we should be getting going very shortly. In ALR, we've got Giannis Sklavantis. Please tell me I've said that right. If I said that wrong, I'm probably going to kill myself. But yeah, we got Giannis and Micah Okeke. And for Team Speed, we got Ben Shaw, Kieran Spears, Gareth Hall, and Sullivan Lewis. So those are the drivers racing today. They each get given a qualifying slot. I did have an image, actually, that explains all of it, but I can't find it, which is very annoying. But the order of the slots tonight is basically the team that is first in the championship, they go out first, 17 minutes to 14 minutes ERT. Then it is JOR, 14 minutes to 11 minutes. Team Speed, 11 minutes to 8 minutes. Orange Arrows, 8 minutes to 5 minutes. And ALR will be going out last. So as long as they're out by within that certain time slot, that's fine. They can still set times after that as long as they've gone out the pits by, say, the 14-minute mark for ERT. Points on offer tonight is going to be very crucial in terms of the championship permutation. So qualifying, fastest team at 10 points, second fastest team 7 points, third fastest team 4 points, fourth 2 points, and fifth 1 point. Race fastest lap 5 all the way down to 1, and race finishing points, you get a point if you finish the race. and first place gets 20 points, all the way down to 1 for 20th. But if you DNF, you get 0 points. Bonus points for a team who has 0 DNF within a team, and will grant that team 10 points. You with me so far? Good, because we're about to get into the action, and it is a 100% race. Short qualifying for our drivers and teams, because if we did full qualifying, we would be there for ages. Now, since I'm solo tonight, by the way, I'm just full. Hello, how are you doing? I'm going to put the telemetry on, because usually my co-com would have the telemetry on so we could see the ERS levels and all that jazz, but not tonight. You just got me. You got to put up with my voice. Apparently, I posted a TikTok on OneHub the other day, and apparently I sound like DJ Kara from GTA 5. I don't think so. I really don't. Because she speaks a bit more like uptone, like this. Oh my god! But I only do that if there's a battle going on. So I don't think I sound like DJ Kara. But if anyone does think that I sound like that, that's cool. So, a bit of information about the track. First used in Formula 1 back in 1950. Construction on the Monza circuit began in February 1922. The first actual Formula 1 race in Monza was won by an Italian, Giuseppe Farina, and Monza was redesigned again in 1954 with the legendary parabolica being installed. And there was a bank section, but in 1957 that got removed. If you don't know rules race around here, you could actually see it. It is quite cool, actually. It is very cool. It used to be 10 kilometres, and now the track is 5.793 kilometres long. So we have got ERT going out first. So we got all 4 cars. It's not Arnold that is out first. I believe it is Kieran. Yep, it is Kieran Humphreys that is going out first. So the best bet for ERT, I'm going to go through the permutations now, actually, because I was asked by quite a few teams to go through there. So, let me have a look. Let me scroll up. Thanks to Jake for providing those. Cashman, for those who don't know. So, ERT will win the championship unless any of the following happen. As we can see, Kieran Humphreys warm his tyres up. So ERT will win the championship unless JOR outscore ERT by 10 points. Team Speed would need to outscore ERT by 56 points. And Orange Arrows need to outscore ERT by 84 points. So there's 3 teams that can technically beat our ERT to make it go to Silverstone. But realistically, it's going to be it will more than likely be sorted out tonight. The characteristics of this track is quite interesting, actually. With this team championship, we're going to see, I think, multiple people not do their runs just yet. I think we might see 2 people do their runs now, and then we'll see 2 people do it at the end, because Monza is a very powerful circuit that you can be given the toe. So watch out for that. The toe is going to be very powerful, and it's going to be worth quite a lot per lap. So we get to see how powerful it is. And my mic was a bit quieter then. So again, I do apologise that it wasn't the best quality mic just then. I have turned it up. It's all good. So here we go then. As we can see, Kieran Humphreys going through Curva Grande now. Full power, full belt. Keep your car as far to the right as possible as you head towards turn number 4. First of the Variante chicanes. Heading towards the first Lesmo now. Plant your car to the right in the 50-metre board. Coming up. Very nicely done for Kieran. Then heading towards the second Lesmo. Clips that curb. Nicely, a bit of a squirm from him, but we'll see. I think quite a few. I think it's nice to see the ERT boys very close together. So I think the ones who just set their laps now, they're going to probably move out the way very soon and let the other drivers through. So this is good for them. But Kieran, I think, of course, doesn't want to give the toe. Doesn't want the toe, which is fair enough, but that might cost him a bit of time. So we'll watch Kieran go up to the line. We also got Arnold, Owen and Casper on the run as well. But let's see Kieran first going up to the line. That is P1. What about... Oh, they're going very fast. There we go. So we got Kieran, who's fastest, and it's Casper, then Arnold, then Owen. They're slowing right down, and that will be it then for ERT. So up next will be... because they're only allowed to do one run, by the way, because they got penalised. Team Speed got penalised by doing that last time out in Austria. I think it was Pete and someone else, I think, because they wanted to give each other a toe. Next is JOR, I believe, and I think they're about to get onto the circuit right now. They don't have to go right when the time slot starts. They can literally go at the last minute, which I highly recommend these people would do. So, or it might just be the time glitch on our end as well. So it is a 118.641 to beat. Let us know where you're watching from, by the way, because this is a very unique format of this championship that I'm really enjoying so far, which is why I'm very privileged to commentate on that as well. Hopefully people remember that they only can do one run. So, up next, we have got... yeah, they are going to leave it as late as possible, JOR. Very, very clever. So I think we're going to see the slipstream's going to be very powerful in the race as well. And I remember watching them in Bahrain, where we saw them work together as a team quite nicely. Or was it Bahrain? No, it was another track. It was the first round. No, it was China, wasn't it? Yeah, China, they worked very well. I think they got a 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, in China. So that worked well for them. So they come into the pit lane. So we have a bit of a lull before we wait for our next team to go out. So it's pretty much one lap. If you mess up your lap, then you're pretty much going to be in a spot of bother. So they need to get it right. And luckily, it's one of those tracks where it is a lot harder to invalidate their runs anyway. So all good on that front. But Ascari could be absolutely hell. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did a race around Monza and it was an absolute nightmare of Ascari. It lost me like a full second there as well. I think we could see 2 teams go out at once here. Is JOR going to go out now? Now, yeah, they are. So with this team's championship, it is recommended, of course, that they communicate with each other. It is obviously a team spirit event. So surely the team captain, because each team have team captains, have communicated with their drivers about what they should do, what time they should go out and stuff like that, making sure they go out at the right time and not going too late, because the later they go out, the more grip they have on the track. So very smart, but it's a lot harder for me to keep up because we have probably 2 teams going out at once. So I wonder if we see the other 3 teams following suit going out as late as they possibly can, because they can do that as long as they don't do more than 2 runs, more than run, sorry, then they should be absolutely fine. So so we'll give you a rundown of qualifying. So once you go into the track, only set 1 time lap per run, no push, charge, push. And as long as they left the pits in your window, it does not matter if you pass your window expired time whilst on track. As long as you left the pits by that time, that's fine. But anyway, but for example, if they do invalidate, then they can go out again. That's the only time. So as long as they don't set a time lap, they can't do more than 2 timed laps. So we got Jake first, then we've got the likes of Nick Atzelok and F1 Killer. F1 Killer, I believe, is Lewis. So just bear that in mind, because obviously most drivers are PS, so they don't have their full names. So it is hard to keep up at times. So we've got Jake up there first, heading towards turn number 1. Followed by, I'm just trying to keep a tab on who that is. So F1 Killer is bringing up the rear of these guys. So he's going to get a massive tow out of everybody. So their strategy seems to me that they want their slowest driver having the most slipstream, which is fair enough. And we've got Jake giving each other the slipstream. Will we see people purposely try to invalidate their runs if they go out earlier just so they can give the tow to someone? That could be smart. I think they're allowed to do that, but they could get caught if they show footage and say, oh, I'm going to purposely invalidate. So it's, I wouldn't encourage them to do that, but there might be people just saying, oh no. But anyway, it is fine. There are quite a few drivers that it's their first time racing in this championship, so they are still trying to get used to the rules. So we've got Jake out there first, heading towards Parabolica corner. It is Alboreto curve now, but I prefer it's called Parabolica. So here comes Jake, Atzelot, Nick, and we've got F1 Killer following the rear. So it's still an ERT 1-2-3 right now, but it is Nick that is fastest out of the JOR boys at the moment. So separated. Let's look at the gap actually between the drivers. So it's 4 tenths separating between Kieran and Casper. About a few hundredths of a second between Casper and Arnold. Actually, no, it's more than that. It's a tenth. Then we got Nick, between Arnold and Nick, 2 tenths. About 5 hundredths of a second between Nick and Axelot. And about 3 tenths between Axelot and Kajman. Not that far off between Owen and Lewis, actually, in the background. So that is quite close indeed. We expect to see quite close lap times. So, Team Speed up next with their lovely blue livery. It is striking, to say the least, of course. They wouldn't be running a Team Speed livery without the light blue. It is quite striking and significant. It is easy to recognise, luckily, with the colours. And we are about to get started. But we also got JOR that's going out at the earliest opportunity. So, here we go then. We've got Team Speed and then we got JOR. So, I told you it's going to be hard to keep up by myself, but bear with. I did it in Austria. It was fine. So, we've got... So, who... Predictions. I think... So, oh, so it's not... Ben Shaw racing tonight. Okay, it is not Ben Shaw racing tonight. Ben Shaw pulled out last minute. So, it is Chris Waitsy racing tonight for them. He's going to be the first one to set a lap for the team. So, interesting stat about Waitsy, actually. I can finally say this stat. I'm so happy. Oh, someone from Team Orange just spun, and that's right on the racing lines, and that's not going to help Team Speed at all. Chris Reyes is the only driver to have a race in multiple teams. Last race taking a seat in his 3rd team of the season, and this race will make it the 4th team this season. So there we go. I can see one of the Team Speed boys just backing off because someone blocked the circuit. So I think that would have been invalid for them. Waitsy goes P7 with, let me just have a look, with a 1:20.135. Then we have got Kieran up to the line, and then there'll be, I'm just trying to think out what's next. So we've got Kieran and then Risky. So yeah, Risky got caught out, so that's why he was 1:25. But Kieran, not too bad lap time for him, but I know he could have gone quicker. I guess Gareth did back off just a tiny bit, but he's wants a bit of clear air, doesn't want the toe, which is fair enough. But he goes up to the line now to be the last one to set a lap for Team Speed, and it is a 1:20.3. So yeah, he just wanted to clear air out of everybody. Orange Arrow's up next. Who is up first for that? That is Deck O'Con. Wait, I need to find. Yeah, Deck O'Connolly, not Deck O. It's Deck A. But there we go. So Deck goes up to the final corner now. Of course, known for doing tennis coaching in real life. But what's he going to do out on the track? Here he comes. Then it is going to be a 1:21.3. Then we've got TK, which is Matthew Weimark, going into P7. Then Ben Harriet is still in the pit, so he's probably invalidated. So, yeah, he did invalidate. So he is allowed to go again. That is in the rules. If you invalidate your run, you can pretty much go into the pits as quick as you can. And then as long as you go out before the end of your time slot, then that's good. But if he doesn't go out by the end of his time slot, then he's in a bit of trouble. So, Orange Arrow's 5 minutes. Yeah, he's missed his time slot. So, he is invalid. He can't join by this time. So, yeah, he'll be starting near the back of the grid, which is a bit of a shame for Ben. But that is way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. So, for ALR, we only got 2 drivers tonight for ALR. Giannis and Michael KK. They couldn't get any more drivers for the Team ALR squad, which means less points for them tonight. I wonder if the DNF rule, the extra points for that won't apply to that, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, I'm just looking at Jake's message to a bit of a reminder. He always tends to have the winky face, which I actually find quite funny. But there we go. So I think I think ALR are going to wait until the last possible opportunity again. They're copying team speed, I see. Whoa, so when is the latest they can go out? I don't know. I had the audio on very quiet. That's probably why you couldn't hear much of the game audio. Hopefully you can hear a lot of the game audio now. There we go. Bravo me. Bravo me. It's because I had something on the night before. Actually, no, I didn't have my PlayStation on for a while before that race in Austria. And I forgot to turn it from 10 volume to 7 because when I'm in a PSN party on Tuesday nights, I always have it on 10 volume because if it's 7, it's a bit too loud. But Mr. Micah Okeke is out on the circuit. Interestingly enough that the two drivers are not elected to go out together. But we'll see if ALR can provide some surprises. We will go through your standings in just a few moments. But in quali last time out, their average qualifying position was very impressive. They got a P2 in qualifying average, which is absolutely fantastic. So they're looking to do the same tonight. It is more than likely going to be the same, unless Skalab forgot to go out again. So when it's the latest they can go out? 2 minutes. So, yeah, he's going out now. So that's fine. So he's going out now, but he only has one opportunity. If I was honestly one of the drivers racing tonight, I am actually going to try and see if I can race in Silverstone, actually. That will be quite good. But I would probably prefer to commentate at the end of the day. But if I was one of the drivers racing, I would go out as early as possible. Because if I mess up, especially on a short track like this, I could be like, yeah, I aborted it. I could go to the pit lane. I could go into the pit lane and go out as quickly as I can. Go pretty much lower the fuel load and go out again. And you'll have more grip then as well. So, but it depends if you're confident. But with a track like Monza, of course, people are leaving as late as possible because they're confident that they can invalidate. But with tracks like Austria, you could have that situation, but we didn't have that situation last time out. But there was a bit of confusion with the balls, including myself. So again, I do apologise for the second race in a row that I did get that wrong. But it's been a few months since I've commentated on this league, okay? Just give me an excuse, all right? So, purple sector 1 for KK, but that's against the ones around them. Because, well, of course, we've got Ryan Berry. Oh, no! KK's invalidated with 10 seconds to go. So that is it then for Mr. Michael Okeke. He's going to be starting dead last. And that's going to lower their average qualifying position down, which is very sad. And he's hit the wall, and there he goes. He damages his front wing. That's a shame. But let's see what his teammate could do. Giannis up into turn 4. I need to get a drink after this, actually. First, let's go on board with the green car from ALR. Taking it a bit cautiously through some places, but let's see how he approaches Ascari. So he's going to go through the Ascari chicane, goes left, 4th gear. Could have taken it a little bit better, could have taken a bit more curve, but again, it's better to get a lap than not, and it's better to not lose control on Ascari, and it could gain you more time, but I wonder where that's going to put him. Here he comes then, the last one to settle up, and then we'll go straight to the race very soon. Up to line he goes. What's it going to be? I did not see the time. 1:21.204. I was just glancing at my screen there, and that puts him 13th. So, I do believe ERT will get points for qualifying, because obviously they got 1, 2, 3. Their lowest driver is in 10th, but to be fair, the drivers in the other teams, apart from JOR, maybe not as consistent. So I think, yeah, ERT will get the qualifying points if I'm not that mistaken. So we've got Kieran, Casper, Arnold for ERT in 3rd. We've got JOR 4th, 5th and 6th. We've got Orange Arrows in 7th. We've got 2 Team Speeds in PA and P9. We've got ERT in 10th with Aaron. We've got F1 Keller Gav Giannis deck, and we did not see the rest of the order there, which took a while there. So, I did forget to go through the standings. I always keep saying so, it's so frustrating. But anyway, your standings going into tonight then. ERT could win it tonight, and I'll have to do my mental math to see if he could do it. So, 355 3 points, ERT's name at the moment. Second place is JOR with 245 points. Third in qualifying, last time out. T-Speed in third at 199 points. Fourth is Orange Arrows with 171 points, and an ALR in fifth with 105. ALR are the only team, unfortunately, that are out of championship contention, but with their 2 drivers they have anyway, it's not going to help them that much with the points that they get. So it is realistically between 4 teams that can still do it. But ERT have the first chance to do it tonight. And on cue, here we go. We are about to get going for the formation lap. So, let's see. Why am I having lap data? There we go. Telemetry and tyre. There we go. So, formation lap then. We have got the top 11 on the mediums. We have got Deck and Ryan Berry and Akaki on the mediums as well. But we do have 4 drivers on the hards. Oh. Matthew. No. Lewis and... So we've got Sullivan Lewis and Lewis Kerrod. Names either start or end in Lewis. Ooh. Both getting disqualified. So their tyres are going to be insanely cold. They're going to be so cold they're not going to get off the line correctly. And through turn number 1, that's going to be huge. That's going to cost them quite a bit. As I was saying before those 2 drivers got disqualified, Gareth, Giannis and Ben Harritt is on the hard compounder tyres. So they're going to go out long. But I strongly think it's more than likely going to be a safety car around it. Quite a few safety cars, especially through turn number 1. But I have commentated around Monza in another league, and most of the time they kept it relatively clean, but there was a safety car towards the end. So it is just about working together, thinking out the right strategy. Some people may compromise themselves a little bit to make sure that they hold up the rest of the field, which they can do that, of course. They can do that. So, the recommended strategy is a one-stop strategy, starting on the mediums and going to around about lap 24 and then going on to the hards. Or if you started on hards like Gareth, Skalav and Ben Harritt, you would go on to those hards around about lap 20, no, go on to those mediums around about lap 29, and that will get to the end. It's quite a short race, this one, because obviously it's short laps. So expect this to be over very quickly. Pit stop loss around here, 23 seconds. And the softs are not recommended around here because the softs, 3.1% tyre wear per lap. Hards, hardly any tyre wear used per lap, so the hards can last forever. So if there's no safety cars at the first portion of the race, they can stretch it very long. But if we do get a safety car at the start of the race, quite a lot of the drivers can go into the pit lane and pit on those hards, and they can get their one shot completed here and then, realistically. We'll keep an eye on the safety car windows, we'll keep an eye on the championship permutations, but if it stays like this, then it will be an ERT domination for them. So we will see what happens. So we're just waiting, I believe, for Michael Okeke to make his way to the grid. Much better camera angle this time. Luckily, the patch from a few patches ago has fixed it. But here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here at Monza. And it is time to rock and roll. And we got one of the JOR boys getting a very good start off the line. Post advantage there as we got, I think, 2 cars gone off the circuit. That's Gareth and Giannis in the background on those hards. So there's not heating too very well, unfortunately. So they would have probably needed to warm their tyres up a little bit. But it's Kieran that leads still, Casper in second, Arnold in third. And we got Nick and Jake that's working together. They have timed their starts to perfection as well. So they all make their way towards turn number 4 now, and they're keeping it relatively steady so far, apart from what's going on in the back. I'm almost certain the drivers at the back will probably go and pit for new front wing as we got Matthew Wymark side by side with Kieran in towards the second Lesbo, and he does it with ease. There we go. So Matthew Wymark up in at 2P7 for the Orange Arrows, which is really, really great to see. Owen has made up one place. He's up into 9th so far, which is very decent for him, but he would probably want to be near his teammate right now, but he will take that in a heartbeat. F1 Killer gets past Ben Harriet up into 12th. So those are the position gainers so far in this race so far. And we can see, I think, a lot in the midfield that we've got to keep an eye on. So 53 laps await our drivers this evening, and we've done one, so we've got 52 to go. So DRS will be enabled, and here we can see JOR swapping places. So Jake, the team captain, up into P4. We've got Kieran down the inside of Matthew up into 7th place in towards 10th. What? Oh, Orange Arrow. You don't do that, sunshine. They're having a bit of argy-bargy with Michael O'Keke there. My, oh my. So we've got 3 Orange Arrows together versus O'Keke versus a few of the Team Speed guys. So we've got 2 Team Speeds at the back, and also we've got 1 JOR and 1 ALR at the back. So if they want to try and outscore ERT, that it's not working for them, unfortunately, because they want a majority of their rivals there. But with JOR, they could technically do it, but they would need to get all 3 of their drivers in the top 3. So that's what they've got to try and work out. So they've got to think tactically here. How are they going to try and overtake these ERT boys? Because, of course, Kieran won't have DRS, but we could see quite a few DRS chickens happening in towards turn 1. We could see an overtaking strategy happening there. Kieran is already out of DRS range of Axelot, which is not ideal, so maybe some of his team can work a bit more closely with each other. As we've got Matthew White on the back of this as well. Here comes Nick swapping places with Jake once again. This is very good, actually. They're swapping places with people just so each driver has a dose of DRS, so they do not lose time to the drivers around them, because DRS trades around here is absolutely key. As we've got a yellow flag in the background. That is Giannis that's had a bit of a moment, as well as Ryan Berry. So those two haven't actually, no, it was Ryan Berry that caused the yellow flag, but it was Giannis that's come into the pits for a set of the medium tyres. Here's Risky and Gareth fighting side by side in towards turn 4. They got to DRS each other to have any hope on catching Deck and F1 Killer. So that's what they got to do right now. That is their focus for the next portion of the race. Here comes Waitsy as he's looking to get past Matthew in towards Ascari, but couldn't quite do it on this occasion. We are starting to see the DRS trains breaking free right now. We've got the top 3 in their own little DRS train, and it's really gaining them time. And then the DRS train between 4th and 6th, they're gaining quite a bit as well. And then we've got this DRS train here. So we've got 3 DRS trains at the front. We've got Kieran versus Matthew. We've got Casper who's took the lead on the road from Kieran Humphreys. But so we can see the tactics going through as Owen is doing what he needs to do to try and climb his way up the order to join his teammates. Side by side, past, oh, a bit of contact between the 2 of them in towards turn 2. The sausage curve, honestly, around Monza is an absolute nightmare. I don't know why they have it in Formula 1. They should get rid of it. They really should. Owen gets a second dose in towards turn 4, but backs out, which is fair enough. He may try through the second Lesmos. That is allowing the likes of Ben Harriet to maybe close in a little bit, but Kieran, by the way, has dropped down into 10th spot. He was behind Matthew, I believe, as well, but Waitsy and Owen did try and get past. Kieran's going to try and get past Owen, I believe, in towards just before the DRS zone, which he does. So Kieran is now joining his speed comrade, or comrade, or however you say that word. So they got to try and give a dose of DRS now. They got to, because this is what JOR and ERT are doing. They are giving a dose of ERS to each driver. So whoever's leading that train is the one who's in the middle of that train, for JOR's purposes, who's going to swap, pretty much be the lead of that train on the next lap, and then they swap again. And because Axelot does not have DRS anyway, he doesn't need to swap positions as long as he can keep that position tidy as well. But with the likes of Casper, he is helping Kieran and Anna get our DRS. It's interesting to see that there are different team tactics at play. I don't know which one's the best, but with both of those teams, it's working very well. So as long as you do stuff like what those three teams are doing, they're good. And it's consistency is key, because all three drivers in both of those teams, they are really equal on pace around this track. So they are able to help each other in that regard. If JO1 want to score more points in ERT, first of all, they need to overtake all three of them, and then F1 Killer needs to gain more positions on the road. Axelot does get past Jake, so Jake wants to close in. The DRS train is almost pretty much being lost, so what Nick has got to do here is make sure that both of their drivers have a dose of DRS as well. TK is in a world of their own, and he's trying to make sure that he doesn't let the two speed boys pass, but the two speed boys the two speed boys is getting some DRS, so that's going to help them quite a bit here. So wait, see them. Who's going to go for the move first? I think we are going to see Arnoud get through very soon. Axelot now gets past, so it's going to be free winding towards turn number 1. That's Catboy Key staying in 7th place. Owen Wyatt trying to get past Ben. No, actually, no, it's not Ben. It's TK in towards turn 2. Through Clever Grande they go. Michael Okeke is trying to get past Ben Harriet, of course. They're in the same esports team, but not in the same team for this VETALO Endurance Championship. And here, can Owen do it up the inside? Oh, TK goes off the track. But that's position gain for Owen then. I wonder if he has to give the position back, or will that be deemed allowing bad stewards? I think that's okay, but it was hard to tell from that angle and whether it was. And so TK is going to be going for revenge here and wants that position back from Owen now. Nice to see them two battling. Here comes TK for Ascari. That was very, very tidy from TK, so there he goes then. Hopefully they haven't lost a bit of time through that as well. So first pit stops will be for quite a while, and they're keeping it relatively steady so far. There's only about 3 drivers not in a group. Everybody else, actually no, 2 drivers that are not in a group to be fair. Everybody else is in that group of cars. So we got ERT that are in their own little group. Arnold in P1, Kieran in P2, Casper in P3. And they can't afford to take time on this if they want to let each other through, because that's when the other teams are going to start closing in on them. And the other DRS streams are going to start closing in on them. So they've got to be like, right, you let me through here, or right, I'm getting past here, to your left, to your right, or whatever. Yellow flag, who is that? Is that someone that just come out of the pits? No, I don't know what the yellow flag is. Okay, that's going to be hard to tell, because we don't know what that yellow flag is. That flashing, I hate that flashing yellow flag stuff. It's frustrating. That, again, that's my second rant of the day. Very impressive. I am probably going to have a few more rants if I'm not too careful, but I will shut up. I will keep it professional, of course. I will keep it professional. So, who is looking like to go for a move here? Now, Owen has dropped off that train because he's been fighting with TK. TK will probably try and do this to allow Ben Harriet to close in, but Ben Harriet is not closing that much, so I doubt that's gonna work well in his favour, unfortunately. But here, what is the team gonna do? So it's TK versus Owen White in towards turn 1. There goes TK, nice and easy DRS pass. Will Owen challenge in turn number 2? No, but he's right on the gearbox, actually, so I think he will try and challenge in turn number 4. So he's going to have the dose of the slipstream. The toe, especially around this part of the circuit, can be quite powerful. So he could go for the lunging towards turn number 4. He is going to go for the lunging towards turn number 4, like he tried on the last lap, but he's not going to. Both had a little bit of a moment there. The dirty air around here, I have raced around once before. The dirty air is an absolute nightmare. We do have another penalty from Ben Harrett. So Ben Harrett, I think, is that his first penalty? Let me just check. Yeah, everyone that's got a penalty thus far has got 3 seconds. But here comes Owen down the inside in towards Ascari. Nicely done. Late on the brakes as well, and he's up into 9th place. So then, it seemed to have been died down a little bit, apart from this fight here between Owen and Matthew, and also the fight that we're seeing between Lewis and Ben Harrett. This is what we're seeing. So Lewis got past Ben. I think it must have been in Ascari, which is where he got past. So we're going to see. So what's Ben going to do here? Now, at some point, the hards are going to be the better tyre. TK has got past Owen in towards turn number 1. Owen might try a similar strategy as well. That's going to help them increase the gap on these 2 guys, but they will have DRS, but F1 Killer does not. So the gap will increase, and that will not help the guys behind one bit. And that is exactly what we're seeing with the JOR trade in front as well, which is very, very interesting. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell if you are new. We are on, I think, almost on 20 subscribers. It would be amazing if we could get it to 50. So if you know anybody that has not subscribed to this channel yet, including your team's drivers, because I know some people are not subscribed, please make sure you do. That will be amazing, because then you get notified when these guys will be taken to the track next, which will be in December, just before Christmas. I might try to get my camera on for the Christmas one. I was going to find a Halloween outfit, but I just didn't have the time. I did not have the time. I was so busy. I could have gone to town today, because I was off today. I'm off for the next 2 weeks, because I had to use a leave out. I could have gone to town to get a Halloween outfit, but what's the point if I'm only going to use it for one stream? So I'm not. Oh my God, there's a bit of banging wheels there. Did Owen just about avoid the wall there? That was very tight, but he's lost a bit of time there. And Lewis could be like, hang on, this could be my chance here. I think Lewis is going to get past Owen in towards turn number 4. Here he comes in. Nicely done. And I wonder if TK's got a bit of damage as well. I don't think he has, so he should be fine. So there's quite a few situations where there are people that are going argy-bargy. I like this, so watch out to see how that's going to fare later on as well. So that is going to be very, very intriguing. So gap between the first DRS train, 4.2 seconds. Gap between the next DRS train, 5.6 seconds. It's kind of like a marathon, isn't it? Or, what do you call it? Triathlon, that's it. When you have, like, the leading bunch and then one other group and then a chasing pack. You're kind of getting it like that. As we can see, the ERT boys switch each other around again. So it's now Kieran that is leading. They want to get the laps led on the board there as well. Jake gets his first time penalty on the board, and if we do get a late safety car like we did in Austria, then that could be crucial. You do not want to be picking up time penalties around this track. Definitely not. But if you are fighting, then this could be very, very interesting indeed. So for Jake, that's not good at all. But for the likes of, obviously, his teammates, he should be fine. But he's got a big gap between himself and Kieran, so he won't lose out on too much unless Kieran gains quite a bit amount of time to him very, very soon as well. Now, Monza, of course, in real life, we saw Charles Leclerc take his another victory around here, and that was really nice to see, because obviously it was a Ferrari, and there was a whole track invasion, and everyone, pretty much everyone there was singing the Italian national anthem, and it was a good atmosphere. I would like to see if I overcome my fear of flying and trying new foods. One of the Grand Prix I want to see abroad is definitely Monza, because imagine it'll just be a great atmosphere, and I don't think it's that much either to go to the Italian Grand Prix. So I would love to watch it. I would probably sit right there, just between turn 1 and 2, because then I can see a little bit here too. That's probably where I would sit. but I could imagine that it will be quite expensive for a lot of people to get those grandstand seats. So maybe general admission. Apparently it's an absolute nightmare to get to the circuit though. I might Google it actually and see what the case is. I'm going to try and Google some Monza facts for you now, whilst the action has died down a little bit. Because with Austria, we're seeing, I think, DRS trains. I think we've seen multiple DRS trains and they were all going at it. We've got multiple groups now, and they're just finding their rhythm a little bit, and they're just keeping calm, keeping collected. They don't want to make any mistakes. And as they cross the start-finish line, now in qualifying at least, they reach speeds of over 340 kilometers an hour. That's a lot. Yellow flag. That is Giannis, who's lost it in turn number 1 and 2. I don't think Giannis has got damage. Nope, he is not, so he's all good. Kieran down the inside of Casper. They switch. Nick and Axelot switch as well as Jaco Solomon. So they all making their merry ways known at the moment. Not seeing the same with Team Speed at the moment, because we got 2 Team Speed drivers in 10th and 8th, and then we got 2 Team Speed drivers in 15th and 16th, but then they were near each other. But they've had problems of their own. They've had contact with a few people. Not necessarily their fault, but that costed their race a little bit. So, but the danger is they want to be in the DRS train, but they want to close up on these drivers as well. So if I was Team Speed, just switch to make sure both of you have a dose of DRS. Then you can close up to the guys in front, and then you can increase the gap to the cars behind, which I think it seems to me that those two are already doing at the moment. So they're already starting to close that. For those who are just watching, by the way, because I know a few of you that are just watching the stream right now and just turned it on and wondering what's going on. So, welcome to the VETALO Endurance Championship. It is great to have you along for the ride. My name is Jess Ball, by the way. I'm solo commentating. So, basically, 5 teams are competing, and it's all about how many points you get as a team. And the team with the most points, of course, by the end of the season will be crowned champion. And ERT can be crowned champions tonight as long as the teams behind them don't outscore them by a certain amount of points. At this stage, I think it's going to be the case that ERT will be crowned champions. And I think the only team that could stop them right now in their traps is JOR. F1 Killer actually needs to get a move on here at the moment. If there's a safety car, that could really challenge them quite a bit here. We got a battle here. We got Ben versus Matthew versus Owen in towards turn number 4. Owen does pick up a time penalty because he did have 4 wheels off the trap, but he may argue, oh, I was 3 wide or whatever, having like, you had nowhere to go. That's what I was trying to say. So obviously you can't get that penalty removed, but at least you're going to try and do all you can to close in on TK, because Owen was fighting with TK earlier on in this race as, oh, did someone have a bit of an off there? Is that Owen? Or he almost had a little bit of an off there. That was close. But I don't think he has got damage. Does he have damage? I don't think so. It depends if he comes into the pits. No. So it was just the camera, the F124 camera doing camera things. Weird things, I should say. So, F1 Killer up to 10th. Bearing in mind that though all the 3 drivers in this DRS train have a 3-second time penalty to their name. And surely I think for some of these teams they would have an engineer as well, just keeping them on the straight and narrow, just feeding them the times of the other teams and what other teams need to do and stuff like that to climb their way up through the field. And don't forget, if if we see one retirement from one team, that particular team will not score bonus 10 points for having all 4 of their cars finishing. And that could cost them in the team's championship. It really can. And you can see that Owen's gaining momentum again on F1 Killer. You don't want to be going for a move there, as Axelock has passed Jake in towards turn 1. I thought the gap closed up between JOR and ERT there. I was getting a little bit more excited, but no. The gap didn't open up, unfortunately. But you never know. It is Monza. Anything can happen. The F1 Killer plants the car in the right place in towards turn number 1. 3 of them just leaving enough space behind. They don't want to be too close to the driver in front because, again, like I was saying earlier, dirty air can be an absolute nightmare. This is, I think, the main battle we're going to see, which involves quite a few different teams. Risky has caught up to Gareth now in terms of battling. Or was it the other way around where Risky was ahead of Gareth or whatever? So this is where the teams... this is where the team speed boys now can really gain advantage with each other at the moment. As I think we've got Arnold and Kieran swapping. Casper, there we go. I'm loving the teamwork from ERT, by the way. It's absolutely fantastic. But there were times where someone could just brake too early and then that just could cause quite a bit of carnage. But right now they seem to be timing it very, very well. I wonder if one of them is going to swoop for a move very, very soon. But no, I think maybe in the final round. So if they clinch the championship today, the final round, I think they're just going to go all guns blazing. They really will. So, Owen and F1 Killer. Oh my god, I just missed it. I just missed them going 3 wide. They've kept it on the road, luckily, but that's allowing F1 Killer to take advantage. Ben Harriet to the left. I'm almost certain Owen's going to keep to the middle of this, because you do not want to be going 3 wide in towards turn number 4. No, no, no. That is a big no-no. But I think that they all seem to be managing so far. Just keeping on the road. Second layer smoke will be an absolute nightmare with dirty air. So this is what they're going to try and do now. Just keep it steady. They may not push too much too quickly, because for some of these guys, they'll be pitting very, very soon for offset at the hards, or maybe they'll be stretching those mediums for a little bit longer. We have seen some surprises in Monza in real life, of course. The Sebastian Vettel won in Monza in 2008 and remained the team's only podium finish until the 2019 German Grand Prix, and was the team's only win until Pierre Gasly's victory at the same track 12 years later. Of course, they're not doing very well recently, as we're seeing 2 of the T-Speed boys come into the pit lane. And one thing to bear in mind, they don't know who their teammate is. In the grand scheme of things, in the pit, it won't be necessarily the guys from Team Speed. So they got to figure out in qualifying who their teammate is. So, but they won't be told who's going to come in. Oh, there we go. We have got the Team Speed boys right by each other. So that's probably why they've done it, to give that dose of DRS. So what was the pit window that I had written down in my note situation? It's a lot earlier. It's a lot earlier than I thought. So I wonder if it's going to be a 2-stop race instead of a 1-stop race. Because a 1-stop race, they would have to get those mediums into lap 24. So I'm guessing they're probably thinking, maybe the mediums do not work very well. I don't know. So Kieran dives into the pit, so he's going to try and trigger that undercut on majority of his rivals. So he comes into the pits first. The other 2 from ERT stay out. None of the JOR boys in front come in. Now, if you're watching this now and you race on a regular basis, what would you do? What would you do if you were in a driver situation? When will you think about boxing? Of course, it's too hard to tell if you've never driven this track before on this game in a 100% setting. Owen comes in for a set of the hard compounded tyres as well. So the ones who started on the mediums are going on hard tyres. So where is Owen going to end up? He's going to have some clear air. Now, that is key. Because he was in that train with the likes of F1 Killer, Ben Harriet, and TK. Now he's not. He's going to try and close that gap and make sure he's going to be the one ahead. So if I were the likes of TK, F1 Killer, and Ben Harriet, of course, he would want to stretch his hard, which is going to be quite tough. But if you're on the mediums, just come in now. Because otherwise, you're going to be trying to get past your main rivals, but you're going to be stuck in the train. Luckily, F1 Killer has clear air in front of him, but he doesn't have clear air behind him. So Casper and I are now slipstreaming each other there. And by the way, if there's a safety car for some of these drivers, they are going to be absolutely screwed. They really are. So it's about timing it very well. Some of them will have clear air, some of them won't. So I would expect the ones on the hard tyres to maybe stretch it out for a few more laps at least before doing a medium stint. Or maybe they are pitting early thinking that they could have a late safety car. Right at the end, Risky comes in to the pit lane. So he is going on hard. No, medium. Oh, yeah, he was on hard, wasn't he? So he's going on to medium. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be a two-stop for him. Because mediums don't get to the end of the race at all. They just don't. I will tell you the safety car window once we get to it. So once we get to the safety car window, it should be reasonable. But it's obviously hard to talk out about safety car windows because it's a 100% race and of course it's 2 times or whatever. Of course with the hards, if there's a safety car earlier on, the hards could realistically get to the end. So I will do the run through the field in just a second once everyone else has made their first stops, which will be quite a while. Because of course we've got all ERT drivers staying out. Kieran Humphreys. Kieran is not going to be that far before he catches up to these guys. Because Kieran is catching up in a rate of knots right now. Quite a lot here, which is quite impressive for Kieran. 8.5. I think it's 2 seconds a lap here. So the drivers around them have got to get a move on. They've got to get a move on. Think about pitting soon. Or maybe they think that ERT is not their battle. But with JOR, they should be thinking about ERT. Because they may think, oh yeah, ERT is out of reach for them. But anything can happen at Monza. JOR are going to hope there's a safety car. Now, since we had a lull in proceedings at the moment, I'm just going to take a sip of my drink. Because my throat is really closing up at the moment. Giannis, by the way, has come in. Nope, that's Gav that's come in. I thought it was Giannis. So Gav has come in onto Seb the medium tyres because he started on the hard compounded tyres. So he comes in now. We're almost approaching halfway distance as well. Kieran Humphreys, by the way, setting the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:21.947. On the hard compounded tyres. He is a madman. Now, he's been helping his ERT comrades try and have a similar pace to them. He's going to be closing up to them quite soon. But then they're not going to be in that free pack. But maybe that doesn't matter for Kieran. We'll have to wait and see. So, I do think... I thought I saw one of the ERT boys come into the pit lane of Owen. But he just pitted a few laps ago. It's hard to tell where each driver is on the track because they're all got similar dots. But obviously, black is ERT, red's JOR, blue is Team Speed, orange is, of course, orange arrows. Because that is to be expected, of course. And then green is ILR. I'm used to it by now because This is the 4th round I've commentated on. The only one I didn't commentate on because there was a clash with another league was the 2nd round in Qatar. And I'm gutted I missed Qatar because apparently it was a very good race. But I did Abu Dhabi, I did Austria, and I did China. There is the JWR boys switching with each other once more. Up into now 3rd, 4th and 5th, still remaining strong, these 3 drivers. Still, none of them opting for a box, so they're probably thinking, I think, right, maybe a one-stop is the best for them. So I think they were going to have to wait. So I think in the next lap, I think we will see a lot more people pitting. Ben Harriet ahead of Catboy Key and F1 Killer now. So Ben Harriet up into 8th spot right now. This is crucial for Orange Arrows here at the moment, but Kieran could go for the lunge here. Let's go on board with the team speed driver. He's got a lot of work to do, but it's not going to be that long before some people pit. But Kieran's got the fresher rubber compared to Ben's 22 lap or hard. So surely it's going to be plain sailing for Kieran. He could not afford to get held up by the older tyre runners, because otherwise he's going to get compromised later on, and people that have got clear air are going to take advantage of it. Casper, by the way, is into the pits. Casper is in. Arnold stayed out. So Arnold will probably pit next lap. So what tyre does Casper go on? Hard. So I would expect Casper's tyres to go to the end. It's going to be a bit of a gap, bigger gap though between Kieran and Casper, as a KK does pick himself a free 2nd time penalty to his name as well. I will get the penalties. So we've got Ben Harriet, F1 Killer, as we do have a battle in the background here for P11. So I'll just leave the penalties on the screen just for a little bit, just so anyone who's jeffing or marking doesn't have the same ring to it than jeffing. They should bring Jeff back, or they should have, I've got an idea for the next game, right? They should have the option to choose what your engineer is, whether it's Jeff or Mark. Yellow flag. That is one of the ALR boys, I think. I might be wrong. I didn't see what sector it was, unfortunately, so it was hard to tell in that regard. But Waitsy is ahead of Deck in 11th spot right now. So I will get the tyres up. So if you did not see the penalties, then tough. It's a bit too late. I will look at battery now because we haven't looked at battery for a very long time. We're seeing Waitsy on 64%, Deck on 33%. He is very cautiously running out of fuel, so he's got to be careful with that. I'm almost certain a lot of people have under fuel today and thinking there could be loads of safety cars. So we have no safety cars. Their races could be in jeopardy. So we got Cashman and Axelot coming in into the pit lane. Arnau's just pitted as well. So our top 5 have come in. And, oh, what's happened to Nick? Nick's within that train. Now that is interesting. Did Nick get a rubbish pit stop? Now, surely the team can explain to me what happened, but maybe he just got caught up in traffic. Now, that is a danger sometimes of having 3 cars close together. Or maybe he was caught up in a double stack. Because, of course, like I was saying earlier, you don't know who's your pit teammate. And it may be your rival that's pitting at the same time as you. So that's potentially why he lost a bit of time. So, Nick, if you're watching this back, please confirm that it was your rival pitting in the same time as you, who was ahead of you. Probably ERT, I think, but I might be wrong. But if not, tell me how he lost all that time. Nick, by the way, has got a 3-second time penalty. I think we're going to see, with this 100% race now, I think we are going to see more drivers get penalties now. More than ever. And I think Nick has got to get a move on now. Ben, I believe, stays out. So Ben and Nick are going to go for a little bit of a scrap now. So here comes Ben. He's got 52% battery. He's defending. And Nick's like, no, sorry. Ben's going to go for the up and over, but it doesn't work, my friend. So Nick up into 7th spot at the moment. But he's got a lot of work to do to close up on his JOR comrades. Right now, Kieran has taken advantage and has got ahead of Nick. So chances of JOR scoring more points in the ERT is slipping away, but I think it was slipping away anyway because it's still in the ERT 1, 2, 3. ERT are now within their own little battle now. They don't need to be within DRS of each other because of the work, the brilliant work, actually, that they've done earlier on in the race. Wait, see, 3 second time penalty, multiple warnings, so another one adding it to the list. Now, for those of you that don't know, GCSE Maths, I was predicted to B. I did get a C, and I was very gutted. So, I'm honestly very annoyed that I got a C. But that strongly suggests to people that I'm rubbish at maths. But I'm okay. I do use maths during my day. I used to use maths a lot in my day job, actually. But since me changing profession in 2022... I haven't used maths that much, but in my IT job, I've used maths almost like every day. But anyway, Atslot through past Jake. These two, I think they've got to work together more than ever because they've got a threat of Catboy Key right behind them now. So Kieran around about 8/10 separating them right now. The only drivers still yet to stop are Ben Harritt, Deck, Ryan Berry, and Scolab, don't forget, pitted lap 1. So they will have to pit again. And speaking of Ryan Berry, he's come in. Hopefully he's not got a speeding penalty. I think it won't be surprising if we will see a few drivers getting lapped by the end of this race. So if we then get a safety car, then that could be very, very frustrating for all drivers in question. And we got Lord Dayum in the chat. Welcome, saying, go on, Jess. Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm interested, Dayum, to hear your thoughts going into this. Who do you think is going to be doing well, and who are you rooting for at the moment? In this race, of course, we've got 5 teams. We've got ERT in black, we've got JOR in red, we've got Team Speed in light blue, we've got Orange Arrows in orange, and we've got ALR in green. But of course, they only got 2 drivers tonight because they couldn't get 2 more drivers in their rostrum. So, Catboy Key is ahead of the likes of Ben Harritt. Now, he did get past them on the last lap. So that's something that I did miss there. I do apologise, because I was reading the chat. That's one disadvantage. It's obviously hard to tell. Actually, no, it's not that. It's Kieran catching up to JOR boys. So this is the battle that we're going to see right now. So Kieran, I think he's got a huge advantage now. Jake and Atsalot, they've got to get a move on here. So maybe could they afford to do a switch? Maybe it's going to be difficult. I'm honestly intrigued to see if it's going to work. I doubt it, but we'll see. It is Kieran, and with Atsalot and Jake trading places, that is a strategy to be on. Kieran does not have his teammate for company. Or any of his teammates for company, for good measure. So that's not going to help them at all, as a KK has a 3 second time penalty. Are you all shocked in the chat, by the way, that we've had no safety cars so far? I think I'm almost predicted at the end of the Austrian race a few months ago. It was a couple of months ago, actually. It's almost 2 months ago. There we go. I predict there's going to be multiple safety cars and a bit more chaos. Oh, I jinxed it. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, Jay. I was predicting more chaos, and boom, Jake's had a bit of a snap at the end of the second Lesmos. I know Jake's going to have a go at me jokingly in the comments chat after this, so sorry. I do apologise. I might clip it on TikTok, actually. Oh, There's no chaos. Boom, someone has a moment. But luckily no damage, so he's fine. But that means Kieran has passed Jake, and that means Axelot is going to be left quite vulnerable in the background. Which is going to be in a spot of bother at the moment. So I think Kieran is going to be absolutely loving this. Now, bearing in mind, a lot of people will be running hardly any wings around here. There are some drivers, I won't say whom, but obviously it's hard to predict because they have not shared my their setup with me. Quite a few drivers, I do believe, will be running 0-0 wings. So they're going to be all right in the straights like this, but they're going to be absolutely rubbish when they head to the corners. So that's why they're probably going to struggle for Ascari. They really do. We've got Deck versus Owen. Deck's been on these tyres for 29 laps. Fair play. Bit of a squirm from, I think, all three cars in the background. As you can see, Owen eventually does get past Deck, but Owen was fighting TK early on in the race, and Owen's now ahead. So the teamwork that we were going to see with Orange Arrows, unfortunately, not coming into fruition at the moment, and that is helping Owen. Despite the fact Owen does have a penalty, Deck doesn't. Let's check how many warnings Deck does have. 2 warnings. Okay, so Deck has 2 warnings. So he's 1 warning away of getting a penalty. Oh, he's got one. Oh my God. That is an absolute nightmare. Another commentator's curse. That is the second one of the bloody shroom. Again, Deck, I'm so sorry. Whilst this happened, by the way, Jake has got past Kieran. So Kieran did try, but to no avail, unfortunately. Right now. So, and Axelot dropped down to 6. So, it is not working well for Axelot. But still going to be decent points for JOR to potentially maintain second in the championship. Then gets past Waitsy. That was tight. To be fair, I'm very impressed with Ben Harritt's pace on those hard tyres that have been going for centuries. He's been on those tyres for 30 laps, and he's like, oh, I could keep going. I could keep going with these. No problem. This is decent pace. So what is Ben going to do? Is Ben going to go on softs at the end? Try and stretch those out to the soft period, or maybe hope for a late safety car? I think if he wants a safety car, he would want to hope that a safety car comes out lap 42, 43 territory. It's Axelot down the inside, by the way. Past Jake. He's going to try and pass Kieran into the Curva Grande. Does he do it with these? Yes, he does. Axelot's pass, but Kieran is not going to give up without a fight. It's going to be free wide towards turn number 4. Can he do it? No contact. Very smart. So Axelot through. He was 6th. Now he's 4th. So the positions switch around like crazy right now in Monza. Why did I have a bit of a pause there? That would have been an absolute nightmare there. But okay. Blue flags are being waved. So I think that is for Ryan Berry being lapped. Yes, it is. It is Ryan Berry being lapped. My voice, by the way, is going to be absolutely dead by the end of this race. I don't know how I'm surviving right now. So, I'm a bit shocked that Axelot has passed the lapped car too early because he's not going to get DRS, I don't think. Nope, he's not. And the lapped car, even though it's ghosted, is going to absolutely distract the drivers. Oh, it gets another 3-second time penalty, so that now increases his penalty range, as it were, to 6 seconds. And that's not going to be helpful at all. Ben Howard eventually comes into the pit lane, which is allowing TK and Owen to have a little bit of a scrap. Owen has got to get a move on now, knowing he's got that 6-second buffer, no, 6-second penalty. So he's got past TK like he's done here. And then he's got to pretty much increase the gap by 10 seconds. So, Arnold gets past Casper. So, Casper and Arnold working together to make sure they're within that DRS train. Which is very tight. I feel bad for not riding on board with ERT that much. Because they're doing so well. By the way, we've reached 20 subs, by the way, on this stream. So thank you very much to those of you that subscribed. If you haven't already, please do. Skolov is out. Giannis is out of the race. He's retired from the pit lane, so there will be no safety car. So no safety car needed because he retired safely. But if he did retire on purpose, then that would have been a whole different issue. Kieran past Axellock and Jake very nicely from the team speed driver. Very tidy. But what is Kieran doing? He's giving space to Axellock. Did he get an illegal overtake? Because of that yellow... Now, oh, come on. That's harsh if that was an illegal overtake. That's an illegal car. So, did Kieran have to give the place back? Oh, my goodness. He should have been allowed to keep that position, but no, the game was like, no, it's an illegal overtake, yeah, illegal overtake. Get the place back. And I don't know why I was saying it in that way, but there we go. I think we're going to have the same issue very soon as well. Or did someone else bin it from... Oh, no, but KK's binned it. So that didn't cause a safety car. That's surprising. We haven't seen that much damage, to be honest. Is damage on? I'm starting to think they've turned damage off. Let me have a look. Damage is on reduce. Okay, that's understandable, because otherwise we would be here forever and have multiple safety cars. Hallelujah. So they have kept damage on, but at a reduced rate right now. So Kieran is going to be on the plot for revenge here, because he knows that he did get past, but the curse of the yellow flags has haunted Kieran, and he's coming back to bite at the moment. So very, very frustrating at right now as we head towards pretty much the final third of this race very soon. Lap 35 of 53. Kieran still leads for ERT. Then it's Arnold second for ERT and Casper in third for ERT. Reminder on points then. It looks like, of course, if my maths is correct, ERT would have got the fastest team points. So they would have got 10 points. Then, we're finishing third, second and third. They would be on 57 plus 10, 67. So that means that the other teams would not have, that they wouldn't have outscored them that much. And Owen, I'm just trying to think, is so Owen at the moment is 9th, but he will get that 6 seconds, so he will be on 11. So that, yeah, so that'll be 78. So ERT at the moment, as it stands, will be crowned champions. As it stands, if my maths is correct. So Jake, JWR working well here, up into 4th place. But Jake has got to be aware that his teammate Axellock has got a penalty. No, has got no penalty, sorry. And Kieran has got no penalties either. You can see through Curva Grande, Catboy Key has decided to not use any ERS to make sure he can save. Because since the patch has fixed the deployment issue, you can't use that much ERS than you used to. So that's why we obviously saw slower lap times than we would expect from some of our drivers, because they weren't used to that situation. So, Kieran on the attack. I think if Kieran was behind Jake instead of Axellock, he would have probably gone for that move there. But again, he would want that DRS. So I think Kieran is playing absolutely smart tactics here for team speed at the moment. And you can see he's webbing like crazy. He wants to go for it. He really wants to go for the move here. Here comes Kieran. Is he going to get the power of them? We'll have to wait and see. And unfortunately, I've got a rubbish camera angle. So, Kieran has passed one. Is he going to get past another? Axelog's not giving up without a fight, is he? Oh, look at that. Through the Curva Grande. Is Axelog going to go on the attack? No, he's not. He's not going to go for the attack, but... Oh, he's going to go... He actually is going to go for the attack. But to no luck. No avail, unfortunately. This is an interesting fight we got at the moment. The other interesting fight we got at the moment, too, is between Owen and TK. That have been switching positions like no tomorrow, and they've been doing quite well as well. Which is very, very tidy from them. Very, very tidy. Could we have a switch between three of them, these guys as well, in just a second? Now, we know that the final few moments of the race is going to get absolutely hectic. So if that's all right with you, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Probably a few more sips of my drink. So we can... My voice is more than capable of doing the last few laps. But before we do so, let's follow this fight, because I think it's going to get very, very spicy indeed as we head towards the last few moments of the race. So, Kieran. Through goes Kieran in towards T1. Passes Jake. Quite easy with the DRS. Jake did not have the DRS there. So, Jake is up down into 5th with Kieran in 4th. Kieran will be 4th anyway because he has no time penalty. I am not going to be looking at warnings because the last time, by the way, I looked at warnings, I looked at Dex warnings, he's got a penalty. So I do not want to curse any driver again with that situation. TK, on the other hand, decided to go all guns a-blazing, past Owen White up to 9th. But this is the opportunity for me to take a few sips of my drink before we get going again. Welcome back to the VETALO Endurance Championship, and the battles are heating up, and we're seeing the final lot of pit stops come into fruition here. My name is Jess Bourne. I'll be taking you through the last, well, 14 or 15 laps of this race. 15 laps to go, anything can happen. We've got a mixture of strategies here for our drivers. We've got Det on the soft tyres. We've got Gaff on the mediums. Kieran has opted for the medium compound tyres as well, but he had to contend with quite a lot of traffic in the background. But he's still in 3rd, so it's still an ERT 1, 2, 3. But if some people are thinking about staying out, that could disadvantage the ERT, but can ERT close in? That is the unknowns that we would like the questions to be answered. I like covering 100% races, guys, because we get the variety of strategies. We don't get the same strategies as we would in a normal 100% race. Luckily, though, with a 50% race in all the leagues I cover, it's a 2-stop race. As we do have Kieran come in to the pit lane. So Kieran comes in for his final stop. I'm almost certain a lot of other drivers are pretty much going to come in now, because otherwise they're going to lose a lot of time, and you do not want to be the driver on the receiving end of incident, I have to say. As you can see, by the way, Jake is really pushing to make sure that he can be ahead of Kieran when in the pit stop phase, because Kieran has just pitted now. Jake was on, I think, 9%, so surely he's going to be on none ERS very, very soon as well. So there we go. These things happen at the moment. The CK does get past Owen at the start of the Curva Grande. I'm going to go on the attack. It's a crucial stage of this race, so we could see a lot of these drivers really start to put in the pressure a bit more now and take a lot of risks going into the end of this race. It should be interesting indeed, as using quite a bit of curb to really gain all the traction. Kieran, by the way, setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:21.202. Okay, coming on a 3-second time penalty. I did say, by the way, at the start of the race, oh yeah, there won't be much penalties because there's only a few places where you can get penalties. Well, that's where they tend to pick up the penalties, and pretty much half the grid have got penalties. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drivers have got time penalties to their name at the moment. And so KK gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I would still keep going, KK, if I were you, but KK is a driver who does not like to give up anyway. He fosters that team spirit. I think he'll probably go into the softs, and he's going to serve one of his 10 seconds now. Let's watch TK. Past Owen once again. So it's been switcheroo, switcheroo, and switcheroo for these two, which is great to see. Now, since we've had no safety car, are we on the precipice of some people might not get to the end because they've run out of fuel? So KK being one of them, but he's a lap down anyway. Casper being one of them, he's got the yellow warning light. So what is he on? He's on minus 0.3. So he should be fine. I think he's got to lift and coast through quite a few corners. So surely he would want a safety car for that. Arnold is fine. Kieran is fine. So it's just Casper really for me, LT, that really needs to gain quite a bit here. And pretty much do a little bit of lifting and coasting. Because I think, I know with Casper, he always tends to under fuel, thinking that there will be a safety car. But at the moment, we haven't got one. Owen gets past TK up into 8th place. Here's a reminder, by the way, of all of your penalties. Owen has got the most out of anybody. He's got 9 seconds. F1 Killer's on 6, Waits is on 3. Now, we can see we're on the upward Sean Owen. He's got 22%. He's managing his ERS quite nicely through turn 4. Oh, that was a save and a half from Owen. He made the corner look effortless there with that drift. But as I was saying before Owen had that moment, he is making sure that he has enough to go on the attack and defend from TK. TK, I think, is doing the same. They are, honestly, these guys are a lot better than managing ERS than me. Because I always go in medium for the whole race, and I never go on none for some corners, thinking it will lose me time. But it seems to me it helps you gain time and gain a bit of ERS. So, obviously, that might be a thing that I could try in future races, potentially, when I race. That could be interesting indeed. So, something to watch out for. 11 laps to go. Arnell still leads. Casper in second. Kieran in third, but don't forget Kieran has stopped. Matthew gonna go for the lunge once more. Yellow flag. That is okay. No, it's not okay. It's let's go on board and see what it is. It's an Orange Arrow's teammate, it looks like. It's not Deck, is it? No, it's not Deck. It's Ryan Berry. That explains it then. That explains it. So Ryan Berry it is a driver that lost it, but he's still got going again, so he is all good on that one. Risky, by the way, down the inside of Deck. Has Risky done his stop? Yeah, Risky has stopped recently. I'm starting to question on Deck's side whether Deck going on soft is a good thing, because Deck struggling on those softs, or maybe it might just be that Risky's quicker, or it might be that the crossover point is gone in a situation that the crossover's a lot earlier than expected. Crossover point 6 laps in, So it is 1 lap to go. So maybe Deck's crossover point is hitting a lot earlier than intended because he was pushing just a little bit too much. Oh, that's a lock, almost had a bit of a moment there as well. Bloody hell. By the way, we're past watershed, so I can say the word bloody. I do say that word a lot. And oh, Casper's picked himself a 3-second time penalty. What does that put him in? 3. So that's his first. Okay, so he should be fine because Jake has also got a 3-second penalty. But he's a little bit too further back to do anything about it. Ryan Berry, by the way, is coming for a set of soft tyres. So we've got 3 drivers now on the softs. So KK pitted a lap ago for a set of the softs too. So that is something to bear in mind. By the way, if you are liking the action, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell as well. It'll be good to get 50 subscribers by the end of the season. And I would really, honestly, I would really like to see another season of this. Because I've really enjoyed commentating on 100% races. Hopefully in the final round, I will have someone alongside me. So I will do my best. I'm just trying to see. Hopefully the final round doesn't clash with a PSGL race. Because if it doesn't, I've got an idea on who's going to join me. Let me check the calendar, actually. I'm planning ahead. Yeah, I am. So the race is on December 16th, I believe. And PSGL goes on the break. No, not going to work. Not going to work because they're fighting around before the festive breaks on that date. Damn it. Okay, my idea that I had of who's going to join me just blown completely out the window. Kieran, by the way, took the fastest lap of the race with a 120.775. So it looks like he's going to get the fastest lap point, potentially. Kieran's within 9 seconds of Nick, but bearing in mind Nick has stayed out. Ben, by the way, got those hard tyres for 30 laps. So there will be some people wanting to get that one-stop work and gain an advantage. But as soon as they start to see the ones who are doing the 2-stop close in on them, they're probably going to be thinking, could be in a spot of bother. So we'll see what is going to happen then as we head towards the closing stage of this race. And we're on the precipice of ERT being crowned Team Champions. Just a reminder of what the other teams will need to do to stop ERT. Highly unlikely, but if we get a safety car, anything can happen. So, let me have a look. So, I'm trying to read it. There we go. The ERT will win the championship tonight unless any of the following happen. JOR outscore ERT by 10 points. Team Speed outscore ERT by 56 points. And Orange Arrows outscore ERT by 84 points. Orange Arrows, not going to happen. Team Speed, not going to happen. But we're not that long to go until the end. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. Nick, by the way, is really close in on this JOR battle. So they're going to work. They know they got the threat to Kieran behind. I like this. I really do. This is the great of team strategies here. So whilst we wait until we can see that battle, by the way, start to unfold, a bit more stats for tonight. So before Monza, VETALO has completed 242 laps so far in 4 races. 32 have been affected by a safety car. 7 affected by a virtual safety car. No red flags, which I'm relieved about. ERT have led 204 of them with 7 different drivers. Speed have led 16 laps with 1 driver. That, I believe, was Kieran Spears. Yeah, that was. ALR led 11 with 2 drivers. JOR led 9 with 2 drivers. And Orange Arrows led 2 with 1 driver. So that was there, and the most laps led by a driver is Casper Klein. That was 51 laps. I was about to say 51 drivers then. That would have been an absolute nightmare. Oh my god. So that was the stats. I could have said it in the formation lap, but I completely forgot. Yellow flag. Could we see a safety car? As a KK's had a bit of a moment. Don't hit the wall, KK. Oh my god. And he's trying to cool down this car, because if you do have a bit of a moment and spin like that, your tyres are going to overheat like crazy. That, oh my god, that could have been an incident. We're almost approaching the end. Let's know, of course, who is your driver of the day, because that could influence who the admins pick later on. I think one per team at the moment. It's hard to tell from ERT who is our driver of the day, because all four of them have driven very well tonight. JOI is quite difficult. Team Speed, I'll have to give it to Kira. And Orange Arrows, I'll have to give it to TK. So Team Speed and Orange Arrows is a foregone conclusion. I don't know about the other two teams. I really don't. Maybe Kieran, if he can get past Casper and Arnold. I don't know. Will Arnold and Casper fight Kieran? I doubt it. So we do know Kieran is very, very quick around this track. We are starting to see rivalries emerge between these two. They're still going to fight even more. We'll get the penalties once again. Regardless, Matthew is going to be ahead of Owen anyway, but it's all about having fun around this circuit. Here comes Owen then, down the inside of TK. Owen up to 8th, but again, not going to make that much difference. And is Owen gonna burn a bit of ERS to make sure TK stays there behind? Probably not. Maybe try and defend on the next lap. Yellow flag again. That was probably from OKK once more. Oh, this is a move. Come on, TK. That would have been a great move if he would have made it stick. But Owen defended for his life. Very good from Owen, actually. Really good. But TK's not going to give up. Down the inside. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, obviously, TK had the DRS. So that would have been advantage TK anyway. And they've got to be within DRS of each other. So the likes of F1 Killer and Weighty don't catch up. I think the only threat right now is going to be F1 Killer right now. So Lewis. Ben Howard getting another penalty. So I think Ben's also on 9. No, Ben's on 12. So Ben, ladies and gentlemen, is on 12 penalty points. Not 12 penalties, not 12 penalty points. What the hell? I think I did see someone else get a time penalty, but that went away quickly than I could say. And there was a move. Okay, 4 laps to go. One team's about to make history here. Casper's going to go for fastest lap. Interesting. So he's leaving it late. He's going to go onto a soft compound of tyres. I wonder if Arnold's going to do exactly the same thing. So we'll see. So we'll have to wait and see. Casper's on softs. I think he's still going to be ahead of everybody. It's going to be close. Ooh. Yep, he should be absolutely fine as long as he doesn't get any more penalties. Through turn 1 he goes. That's going to be crucial points for ERT if he can make it work. Arnold might potentially do the same thing. Maybe Casper was hoping for a safety car, but that didn't work, so we just probably had to stay out, of course. And then wait until the last prime opportunity to come into the pit lane. So that's what he's up to. Arnaud's pushing, isn't he? Oh my God, he wants that gap to be as little as possible. So what's the gap between himself and Jake? 25 seconds, and the gap, I would say, is... Pit lane lost 23 seconds. So maybe if I was Arnaud, I would stay out. Yeah, I think Arnaud's going to stay out. I do not want to risk the lead for ERT to do that. So yeah, he should be fine. So let's get the interval. Oh, what's happened to KK? He just stopped on the track. He just stopped on the track. That's not good. But at least he's still in his race. F1, there's a battle happening. That was that F1 killer? What happened with TK? What else we were seeing there? So TK has lost a bit of ground. That's allowing Weighty to go in this fight as well. So there's a lot of things that we missed because there was quite a lot of people doing pit stops. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting. Getting very intense as we approach the final lap in about a lap's time. Now, I'm just seeing, is anyone a lap down? Oh, the timings are an absolute nightmare, so it's hard to check. Here comes Weighty to the inside of TK. Through he goes, up to 10th. Takes a nice run into curb and turn 3. We're on the final lap of this race. Final lap. ERT have driven superbly so far in this tournament. Well, in this championship. And they are going to be celebrating hard into the night tonight with this great victory, which is very well deserved. So for the last time, Arnaud heads towards turn 4. Bit of a squirm for him as well, but that's not going to matter. He can't afford to make any mistakes. Casper should be fine on fuel, so he's all good. Ryan Barry getting a penalty. Axelot doing all he can to... I think he's going to be ahead anyway in 4th. Weighty now have been fighting like crazy. Look at that. We've got quite a lot of battles happening. And, of course, we've got Arnaud about to cross the line in a minute. But Weighty and Owen are fighting tooth and nail. It's going to be the final lap very soon. Side by side, I think Owen's going to try and squeeze. Is it going to be enough to get through towards turn number 1? Is he going to do it? Yes, he does. Through goes Owen. It's going to be crucial. But Arnaud comes across the line and he wins in Monza. Kieran's going to come across the line as well very soon. Where is he? There we go. Second. Camera angle being absolutely rubbish there. And Casper in 3rd. And I think that does confirm ERT, Elite Racing Team, to be your team champions for the first ever season of VETALO Endurance. Axelot in 4th, Cashman 5th, Nick 6th. Great result for JOR tonight. Kieran in 7th. And we got Weighty and Owen fighting tooth and nail for the last spot in the top 10, even though Owen has got a lot of penalties anyway. Weighty to the inside. Oh my God, what a good move from Weighty there. This could be crucial. They're both trying to use as much EO as they can to get up to the line. This could be a photo finish here. F1 Killer will come across the line in 9th. Who will get 10th on the road? We'll have to wait and see. Does Owen have a bit of room to get past? No, he doesn't. So Weighty gets 9th. And I think TK 10th, Owen 11th. So yeah, that does confirm ERT, your team champions. Pretty much unstoppable all season. Quick reminder on how many laps they led. 204. That is incredible. A really strong team lineup for ERT this season. Great job. And now it's going to be a fight for second now. The final race in Silverstone. Who's going to get second place? Because I think before that, I think I think Speed need a miracle next time out in December if they want to be second in the championship. So I think with JOR's really great result tonight, that's really going to help them get second overall. Casper does get fastest lap, which should help them get more points. Sullivan Lewis is angry. Well, not angry, but gutted that he did get fastest lap. Casper's solid on the line. So we'll run for your order then. Arnold from Kieran, Casper, Axelot, Cashman, Nick, Catboy Key, F1 Killer, Wakesy, TK. Then we've got Owen, Ben Harriet, Gareth Hall, Deck, Sullivan Lewis, Ryan Berry, Michael Akeke, and Giannis. Giannis, of course, the only driver yet, well, to retire from this one. So, what a race. But no safety cars. I think the first race we've had that had no safety cars. I'll need to double check. Did Qatar have no safety cars? I don't know. Hard to tell that one. But anyway, next round will be on the 16th of December. So you're going to have to wait, I think, 2 months, well, almost 2 months for the next round. The final round of the season. Silverstone always brings great action. Could bring a bit of rain into it as well. We haven't seen much rain. It was set to clear tonight, but I would like to see dynamic weather for the next round. Would you? Because the championship has been decided now. So I want a bit of dynamic weather in the mix. But honestly, it was so fun to commentate tonight. Despite the fact that my voice is almost gone, but there we go. So Silverstone's going to be an absolute cracker. Hopefully we'll have someone joining me in the commentary box. A quick reminder, make sure you follow VETALO Endurance on Twitter. You can find that on the link tree on our YouTube page. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell if you are new. And also follow our teams as well. Follow our teams that have taken part. Thanks to all the drivers that take part tonight. Absolutely incredible. Hopefully less stewards reports to read out next time out, please. Hopefully none. But there we go. So I've been Jess Ball. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you on the 16th of December for an iconic track, the British Grand Prix. But I'll leave you with one thing. ELT champion of the world. See you next time. Bye-bye.